Dropped frames 0. Dropped frames 0. Dropped frames 0. If you're watching this video after zero. Hold on. Dropped frames. Watching this video after zero. Hold on. Dropped frames. Watching this video after zero. Hold on. Frames. One more. There. Audio confirmed. If you've been watching my channel recently, you know that I've been having upload trouble, so I have to get this out quickly, that this this live stream may or may not continue much longer. We'll see as far as today goes. Ay, caramba. Drop frames 0. My upload speed at last check is okay. I don't have any drop frames yet. It is February 11th, 2023, 11:01 a.m. at the moment. People in chat are reporting that AV-DVR are good. And I got another issue going on today. My mouse keeps hesitating. I'll move the mouse, there it's stuck. I'll move the mouse around, I'll get stuck once in a while, and I have to be there, it's stuck. Now making it bigger. This is a wired mouse. This mouse can be wireless or wired. Right now I have it connected to wire, stuck and released. It only stays stuck for a second or two. I've been reporting my speed test numbers up to, what, an hour before showtime, or longer than that, maybe. At 9 o'clock this morning, oh, that's right, 9 o'clock, so 2 hours before, I had, let's see, the speed test crashed. Oh, it doesn't show here because YouTube drops early chat messages once the stream begins. Let's see if I can get it this way when I have live chat. No. There's 1042 is the oldest I have there. So if I come over here to the YouTube live stream studio, yeah, here we got it up here. So here at one point at 9 a.m. I had 2.53 megabits per second upload speed. And then a few minutes after that I had 1.16 upload speed. I'm highlighting it there in the chat because it still shows in the YouTube studio. The early ones. And after that I did a periodic speed test and they all came out good. The last 2 days my shows that start at 9 a.m. had broadcast troubles. Yesterday I noticed the drop frames right away. So I did, after I ended the stream, well actually it automatically ended because YouTube just says, hey, we're not getting any data from you, you're gone. Although we were still interacting with each other in the chat room. So after I shut all that down, I restarted the router and still had really bad upload speeds. And then checked again another 15 minutes later and they were back to normal. It seems to be something about 9 a.m. because 9 a.m. today, 9 a.m. yesterday, 9 a.m. the day before. I was having those troubles. I'm thinking about scheduling Monday for 9:30 instead of 9 a.m. And then, but I'll check the speeds at 9 a.m. to see if there is a problem happening then. I've also been poking around in my router's diagnostic and troubleshooting logs. There's a little piece there that is curious and strange at that time. So maybe we'll go look at that. I see, let's see, the mouse is stuck. All right, there it goes. If I come over here to viewer activity, I see Tony Wallow with a $1.99 super chat and Rick Lakes with a $5 super chat. And Tony says good morning with his, and Rick says just because. Now see, I'm moving the mouse around, see if you can observe. There, it's stuck, it's stuck. When it gets stuck like that, I'm still moving the mouse physically, but they're stuck. They're just that long. Moving around, moving the mouse, stuck. Yay, caramba. Are you kidding me here? And here I am offering free Windows technical support. And I've got these kind of problems. And I restarted big beast build this morning, and the hesitations of the mouse were happening prior to that. So, geez, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Ken, prior to this message, and no longer on the screen, Ken said he has some short videos ready to go, and I responded with, yeah, well, I was thinking you were the one sabotaging my internet. Now I know why. The mouse is sticking again. When I was highlighting that, and then the mouse darted off, it's darting off to the other screen. Oy. Al says, I hope your internet holds up today. I have not started Zoom yet. I figured let's see how this goes for a few minutes first. We might be diagnosing my ISP's network. I wish I could switch over to AT&T. Comcast is my service provider because that's the only reasonable service provider in my area. Chris is saying maybe I need to call Foamy the Squirrel. I have no idea who that is or what that references. Chris is having his messenger is broke. I think that's his Facebook Messenger on his computer. I was asking Chris if he has the phone number for Foamy the Squirrel. However, he's going to help. I don't know. How can Messenger be broken? Let's see, how are we doing? Looking over at drop frame, 0. Nobody should be having refresh indicators on their YouTube. If you are, let me know. This mouse sticking is going to drive me nuts. I think I first noticed it yesterday. And I have not tried for it. Now look at that. See, I clicked trying to drag across this area, but when I clicked, it's behaving like this. Is it behaving like the Shift key is stuck? I'll just hammer away on Shift, Control, Alt. All of those. Chris is saying his Facebook Messenger won't load his contacts list. The mouse just stuck again. Global warming is terrible for people who live in igloos. They'll have no privacy. There's my latest numbers. I was doing 3 speed tests all along, and in an earlier comment I showed what each of those were. It was a Comcast speed test. I started doing that this morning because I figured they're going to want me to give those numbers on their speed test. This is the Google speed test, and this is the one from, I think it's called fast.com that Dennis suggested I use. I don't know why he thought I should try that one, or what difference it makes, because all I care about is that huge difference of a slow upload speed. Happy Saturday. Let's see, Chris is having trouble with a laptop updating to 22H2. I think that's Windows 10. He's trying through the media creation tool, stuck at 92%. I have seen media creation tool get stuck at numbers. Be patient. Working with computers, patience is not a virtue, it's a requirement. Scores. Sports scores. There got stuck again and did that weird selecting. Hellos to everybody. Hellos. They're stuck. And by the time it unsticks, the mouse is over on the other screen. Takes a lot of time. Found this video for that error. Ida found a link for Chris regarding the error message that he's having for his Windows update. How to fix Windows update error such and such, and Windows 10 tutorial. Now did a weird highlighting thing again. How to solve this error? Does it give us any clue what's going on? Yeah. Okay. These are long time known ways to deal with Windows update errors. You know what? I'm going to take, and I'm not sure I have it in this same method, so I'm going to come over to my Windows update errors or troubleshooting tab in Microsoft OneNote, Windows update checklist. And oops, there the click just went somewhere crazy again. I'm gonna I've shown this a few times recently. My Windows update checklist for when updates don't work right. And let's see, this one was specific regarding Chris's message regarding Chris Garrett update problem. Just put those in there. And I'll also grab that video link. So click on the share button here. Mouse got stuck again. Click copy. And mouse got stuck again. That there, and then during 2/11/2023 live stream. All right. Looking over at the other monitor to quickly see the last comment. Dennis says, I use Fast because it's another server one can use for testing. It's powered by Netflix. All right. Looking at subjects list, aren't 1, 3, 7, 9 more or less the same? Does each Doug get to cover one topic? Yeah, I don't know. I got this wild notion to put this ChatGPT on the list a few different times, and it's actually a different statement. Can ChatGPT be useful for Windows troubleshooting and configurations? That's the mouse jumping around, again, because of this weird thing my mouse is doing. Creating ChatGPT account, because I haven't done that yet. Figured I might as well do that on stream. Experimenting with ChatGPT and testing ChatGPT. Something that I've only watched a few videos of this, and I'm not going to call myself a fanboy at this point of ChatGPT, but I'm curious about it. And the videos that I watched, none of them got to the thing that I care about. And what I'm thinking is, can it be used for a brainstorming troubleshooting tool? Particularly when you're at a point in troubleshooting where you're kind of not sure which direction to turn next, see what ChatGPT comes up. I think it's going to require some skill in wording the question to get useful results. So if we get to that today, I'm thinking testing it with that. Remember that HP printer I told you about, that the client couldn't get it to do duplex printing? And I was certain that it was going to be menu options on the printer itself, that its duplex printing feature had been disabled. Well, I did a couple Google searches trying to find the menu path for it and didn't find it, so I just went and picked it up, brought it back here, and 2 minutes, found the problem, resolved it. But I'd be curious to ask ChatGPT, give me the steps to re-enable duplex printing on, and give that specific printer model number, and see if it gets me right to that solution. And then, let's see, there was another one I was thinking about recently. What was it? Something that I did recently in troubleshooting that I thought, I wonder what it would come up with for this scenario. Could be a useful tool. I don't know. But I've been wanting to experiment with it for a while. So that's my response to Ran Israel. And also, I need to take off some of the topics that we covered last week. So that's why I did that. Good evening, Martin Hogg. Jonathan's saying hello to each other. Got stuck again. Testing ChatGPT should be interesting as their servers are usually full. Oh, I didn't know that. So are they being sluggish because their servers are full? Could be, because there's been so many people talking about it. Chris, I would let Doug help, but it's under warranty, so maybe Dell will help. I don't know. They sent it with Windows 10 21H1. I looked at Dell's site for systems tested with Windows 10 22H2, and my laptop was not. I'm not worried about tested for a 22H2. That seems like a nothing burger, that it's not showing tested for that. I am thinking you probably have just one of the generic Windows updates troubles that comes along sometimes, but also, you know what, if I had that problem with the client's computer, I would just wait, try it later, because I think 21H1 is what you have now. I think that is out of support now. So I guess you do need to go deal with that. Jonathan saying topic number 1. Is that, yeah, Windows troubleshooting and config. Oh, all right. For instance, I heard a question being asked in chat on Kerry's show yesterday. Somebody was asking about an icon that they had on their desktop, actually a folder it sounded like, and they said it was moving. Well, I didn't hear the solution offered that I would turn to for that, but here, if you have on the view menu, if you have auto arrange icons or arrange icons to a grid, that'll make the icon snap into a position. So even auto arrange, if you drag an icon out to a location, it won't stay out there. But if you turn off this auto arrange icons, it'll move out here, but then there may be some level of restarting your computer or going into some screen related to graphics that might snap them back to some place. There's the mouse sticking again on me. So that was one thing that I was going to suggest for that person. But what would ChatGPT say about that? I'd be curious to see that. Now, when I went to desktop, I minimized everything by using Windows key D, and even my XSplit minimized. So now I got to kind of bring things back up. Topic number 1, listed. What was that? My laptop was not listed. Oh, that's just finishing that comment. Maybe DVR good. Greetings to all. Oh, gee, this is just start time. Oh, somebody's asking here about, and it just jumped again. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Did you call Comcast? I haven't called them, but I went onto their website, looking at their, I was about to start a chat session, didn't get around to doing it. Jesse Pinkman, who we know from the Fortnite channel, asked what mouse, where is it? Oh, there it is. It's Logitech Superflight Pro. That's what it is. I decided I should keep these boxes up there because people ask once in a while, and I don't remember this stuff. I don't care enough. Let's see. Got to push this button to get me back here. And yeah, this is my gaming mouse. I have not tried playing Fortnite since I've been noticing this hesitation with the mouse. I have restarted the computer. I haven't power cycled the computer in the sense of disconnecting power. And I don't have anything else plugged. Well, I do have one other thing plugged into that hub. Oh, that's my keyboard unit. Sending unit. Check the batteries. Well, no batteries because this is a rechargeable battery, and I have it plugged into the USB wire right now. So it's not a batteries. Sometimes when the mouse acts funny, not at usual characteristics, and if it bothers some, I just do a reboot, and that normally fixes it. I have done a reboot since this symptom, and it's not fixed it. Does have wireless mice on different PCs with occasional problems as well. Hello, Rick Lakes. I'm probably not going to... Nope, there I did a weird thing again. I'm probably not going to hang out with you guys. I should be working on my car if I want to be a responsible adult. Why in the earth would you want to do that? We'll see how it goes today. Fingers crossed from Zavi Minor. Did you get a new router through Comcast? Last new router was within the last year, within the last 12 months. Well, Doug, on the subject of having issues with the internet at 9 a.m. when it comes to YouTube, you know that is a time when many YouTubers join the system, and I bet the load balancing gets messed up. Well, that's not going to affect an internet speed test because it's not just it's not a YouTube problem. When I have the problem with my stream at 9 a.m., a speed test without YouTube even running, without a live stream running, it crashes my upload speed. So if there's enough streamers in my neighborhood that are streaming at 9 a.m. or doing uploads, doing large uploads, that's possible, but man, so unlikely because my neighborhood has what, 40, about 40 homes, maybe 50 homes. It's, I've described before, it's a city island surrounded by county. Now, one of my theories is that Comcast probably doesn't have really high capacity lines coming out to this neighborhood, because all of the surrounding rural county area doesn't have a lot of demand. So, you know, maybe they have one pipeline, I'll call it, into this neighborhood. And if that pipeline gets overburdened, yeah, that could be a problem. But I'm still showing high download speeds during the time period that I have low upload speeds. But that's not consistent either, because I've also seen low download numbers. Oh boy. Now this has happened before and the problem gets resolved. And that's why I haven't been too worried about it. You know, I had 2 days in a row, and now you see today I'm putting more effort into it. But I've seen this happen before, where there's a problem and then the problem just goes away, fixes itself. And I figured because Comcast gets complaints from other people, or their equipment shows them there's a problem. When I have my new 4 terabyte USB storage device plugged in, it doesn't work that well. Oh, well, that's interesting. I did have this 3 terabyte external drive plugged into Big Beast Build, but it's not plugged in now. And I'm pretty sure I've restarted after disconnecting that. Not certain. Might there be dust in the mouse's sensor? Well, okay, let's consider that. I'm going to show you a closer view of this mouse. And there's the sensor. Now, an interesting thing about this mouse is that it doesn't work very well on the desk surface, but it works much better on this pad. See, I guess you're not seeing the pad right now. Works much better on this pad. And my other mice don't work at all on this pad, but they do work on the desk surface, which that I thought was just weird. This is a special gaming mouse pad, believe it or not. When I discovered that there's a special pad for gaming mice, it's like, really? Are you kidding me? Dust in the mouse's sensor. Do I have compressed air nearby? I do not. All right, I'm going to go off camera because I think I have compressed air right across that wall. I'll check on that. Well, you know what I could do is I could bring Zoom in, and that way there's somebody there to occupy you all. I'm going to go ahead and start up Zoom. If you wanted to come in, then come on down. Oh, looks like Alex Cheek is there. I got to do a fix over here, so you're seeing a black screen for a moment until I get this clicked on. There it is. I don't know, is Alex going to come back on camera and turn his microphone on or not?
Yes, Doug, I'm here.
Ah, there you are. There you are.
Of course, the dog started barking. I don't have technical issues, but my dog going crazy as anybody started to talk.
Yeah, all right. Could you do that song and dance routine that you were telling me about while I go over to the other room?
What song and dance routine?
I don't know. Just make something up. No, I'm kidding. Here comes Chris Garrett.
I opened Zoom, went logged in, nobody was there, and I realized it was Ken Stout's Zoom.
Oh. All right.
I got a shortcut on the desktop. I just clicked the wrong one.
Well, I logged into your Zoom, Doug, and
Yeah.
you wrote the video back. Cause I noticed you didn't have anybody in there, so I wrote the video back so I could hear you say you hadn't started Zoom yet.
Oh, all right.
But I wasn't gonna ask because I figured that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was waiting to see if the stream was going to work okay. So now I'm looking at drop frames is 0. So that's good. So this shouldn't take long. I'm going to go grab that compressed air. Ah, it's not there. That means I'd have to go all the way out to the car. All right, let's do this. Come back to this camera.
Have you been watching Ken Stout's Zoom or live for the past few days?
Hit and miss. I'll cut it once in a while. Oh, there it's stuck again. It just it doesn't feel like dust in the mouse's sensor to me. What are you specifically getting to bring up a topic from Ken's show?
A little bit. I just want to fill you in a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
For the past week, I've been without internet.
Oh yes, I did catch that.
Completely, and my ISP decided to randomly show up yesterday while I was at my grandma's. No call, no email, no text, no anything. Basically, long story short, they canceled my mom's account that she's had for 20 years. So basically, we had to start all over. The account's now in my name, so we're getting the whole new customer benefit and all that other stuff. But they came yesterday while I was gone and turned it back on, and all he had to do was literally, he had to call his help. The technician had to call his help desk and say, give him my name and my information so they could type on their keyboard and turn it on, because that's all it had to be done, because of course it's already wired up.
Yeah, so let me fill in the audience to a little more of that, because I am aware of a little more of the story. They didn't just randomly cancel your internet. You had requested to drop the phone service from your internet, and they mistakenly dropped the entire service, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Now, that, as far as life lessons goes, sometimes when something disappointing or frustrating happens, it could wind up giving you a better set of circumstances, which it seems like it did this time. Because now you've put the service in your name, and you've got some benefits that actually wind up making it cost even less than it did before,
actually,
right?
No, I don't. Yes and no. Yes, because I'm eligible to get the government benefits, but they only allow one benefit package or whatever you call it per household, and I'm already using those benefits called the Affordable Connectivity Program. I'm already using those benefits. They're attached to my cell phone.
Yeah.
Which is what gives me unlimited data, unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 10 gigs of hotspot on my cell phone. Which I'm really grateful to have, because for the past week, since the internet's been out, all of my data has been going through my cell phone.
All right.
So do you want to take a guess as to how much data I've used over the past 5 days on my cell phone?
I absolutely do not want to take a guess.
Roughly 22 gigabytes.
All right.
And I normally if everything's working fine, I normally don't even use a gig.
All right. Well, that kind of makes sense, because you've been using it a lot off of your phone service. I've had times where I started using a lot of my phones for watching videos for some reason. I was out of away from home or something, and came up against the limit that my plan allows me to have, and been a few times where I've paid more just to get past it. All right, hello Gary.
Hello, Doug. What's up?
Ow, I got a ceiling above my head. A couple lights.
I got a fan. Hope it doesn't fall off.
Yeah, I don't have a fan above me. All right, well, welcome. How are you doing?
Tired but good.
Tired but good. All right, I'll take that. I feel like I need to get caught up with chat, because I'm only 5 minutes into the chat stream here, so I'm gonna try to skip through these a little bit quicker. Yeah, it is a wired. The mouse can run wired or wireless. Oh, there's an idea. How about I switch over to wireless? The way that works is, here's the sending unit for it. So I plug the sending unit into this wire, and then the mouse is untethered. So there's the sending unit for the mouse. Let's see how it behaves now. All right. Dust and Essential Wireless, Ken Stout. So I'm going to be jumping to the ones that are in orange, just so that people know, because I'm so far behind. I can neither confirm nor deny anything about the mouse. Well, actually, I have a wired mouse with the same problem recently. It's Chris Smell Computer Company. I've forgotten what that's in reference to. Oh, well, Chris is on Zoom.
Call me the squirrel.
Oh, the squirrel?
Call me the squirrel. He works for
Foamy
Smell
the
Computer
squirrel
Company.
works for Smell Computer Company. Okay, I think you're pulling my leg. Greg Guy, born in Doug, all in Chattahoochee Counties, Mary Island, U.S. Navy, retired. Thank you for service. Use fast.com speed test, show the more details as it shows jitter. All right, well, I've still got fast.com on my tabs here. Right here, here's fast.com because it shows jitters. I don't know what you mean by jitters. It's interesting that fast.com has been the slowest numbers of the 3 different services that I've been testing with. Drop frame still showing 0. So see, these are lower download speeds. But I'm actually streaming right now, so that should put some strain on the connection. I would expect speeds to be slower. And then now it's testing the upload speed. I'll jump back over to chat. Continue on. Speedy C, Doug, time to try another mouse. I can hear clicking when you click the mouse. Speed test by Oakland. What's the point of doing another speed test site? I don't see any point of doing that because that's not. What's that going to do for me?
Because Ookla will automatically pick the server closest to you. Like when I go to it, it automatically picks my ISP speed test server.
I understand that, but so what? That doesn't help me understand why I am randomly, occasionally getting upload disastrous speeds. That's not going to help me identify that any better that I can see. And these other sites, some of them have capability of choosing other servers too, but that's not a point that interests me at all. I don't see how that's going to help me find the source of my trouble. Looking at me like there's a hardware problem, either the mouse or the USB port. Actually, it's feeling better right now. Dennis, use fast.com because it's another server one can use for powered by Netflix. Yeah, again, so what? There's an issue with the screen. The message box that was up, it's burned onto the screen. Laptop has rebooted and is working on update screen. I can see a light shadow of that message box. That should go away before too long. Hackers now use Microsoft OneNote attachments to spread a malware. All right, well, great. They found another way. There's no end to that. Now use Microsoft OneNote attachments. I don't receive attachments from anybody from OneNote, so and none of my clients do either. None of my clients are even aware of OneNote. Bobby to Dennis, I told Doug to try speed test website what I use. ChatGPT may be able to handle some troubleshooting issues depending on how the question is rephrased, but it will be very interesting to give that a demo. I'm in agreement with that. I'm going to skip going to another speed test site. Chris, my system's not on Dell's site that was tested 22H2. Makes me think other people had issues. Dave's Garage channel showed how ChatGPT could use for coding. Oh, I've seen, yeah, that seems to be, they're showing that off a lot for coding. So what? None of my clients need that. I don't need that. Although actually there is a little piece that I do need that I might be using that because I'm using this Microsoft Power Automate every day, and I know Gary's using that too. I'll bring that up on screen over here. And I use that to open apps for my Fortnite stream. So it opens my various panels for my monitoring of YouTube and Dennis's channel and my channel, and switches my YouTube channel to the Grandpa Doug Learns Fortnite channel, and it opens my spreadsheet where I track the players, and it opens Fortnite itself, and it opens OBS for me. So it does several things. That takes quite a lot of clicks to do it manually. And then I also use that to transition from Fortnite to Live Windows Training. And in that process, I have several sub flows, and it's coming up over here on monitor number 1. And it's really kind of complicated. So if I go to main here, these are calling all my subflows. This subflow, it figures out what tomorrow's date is and prepares to schedule the event for tomorrow, and completes all the check boxes for that stream, and then it closes Chrome and Excel and OBS. Before closing Chrome, it changes to my Live Windows Training YouTube channel, closes Fortnite, then opens Chrome and XSplit. So all of these subroutines are over here on other tabs. But some of those get a little flaky sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work right. So I was thinking I might try ChatGPT to give me the best way, the most stable way to do any portion of those. So it could be useful for that. Because I'm a novice at Power Automate programming. Duplex printing, never used it. Let's see, I'm skipping to question marks in orange. From Chris, maybe it was update before 22H2. There's just way too much for me to try to read all this in. So if there's anything in there that you want me to catch, go back up to it, triple click, Control C to copy it, and go hit me in orange with it if you want me to get it. It just jumped on me again. But this jumping is normal for YouTube chat. Can name that song. Shadow went away. It's updating now. Everything seems to be fine. I hope it wasn't the model that has these Windows Update issues. Maybe I corrected that right. 8 surprising things you can do with ChatGPT. What is, write a cover letter, write a resume, generate product company name suggestions. Okay, that's brainstorming. Compose song lyrics and poetry, plan a party or event, generate a prompt for AI art, play a text-based role-playing game, debug code and learn programming concepts, ask it nearly anything. I think with some creative questioning and understanding how to follow up questions with it, it could be really useful. If you can, try to isolate the problem by running one speed test against your ISP and another against an independent service. Still, that I don't see how that is relevant to the problem I'm having. Well, the problem I'm having is these random occasional upload failures, and well, I guess I should check to see if those upload speeds are consistent across those other tests, but no, it's obviously an upload speed that's not working. Isolate the problem running one speed test against your ISP and another against an independent service. I don't see that's going to be relevant to the circumstance I have at present. Can't wait for tonight. My dad wants to play, and so do I. Oh, that's great that your dad is going to play with us. Jacob. Matt was his name. I meant dent it with 22H1. Sent. I meant sent it. I think I can move past that. I need to borrow your Power Automate scripts, especially ones that schedule live streams. Pro Medicus, Sam Lazar. Oh, Sam Lazar's got himself a new name here. Says good morning. Hello to you. Lawn Dog Live Windows Training. Let's see. Well, that's not in orange. I guess that's what he's trying to do. As I've been trying to say about this YouTube being intermittent issue, I watch many channels, and this is not uncommon. Something to do with the YouTube servers getting messed up. I disagree. Absolutely not. That's not the trouble I'm having. Get it through your head. It's not a problem with YouTube. When the problem occurs, my upload speed over the internet at large is below 2 megabits per second. That's not a YouTube problem. It's not a problem that only occurs when I'm YouTube. I notice the problem when I'm live streaming. Coincidentally, that's when my upload speed matters. But when I reboot my router, restart my computer, and still have below 2 megabits per second without even connecting to YouTube, it's not a YouTube problem. Okay? Let that go. It's
No,
not
it's still YouTube.
Say again?
I said, no, that's still YouTube.
Oh, you're going to
I'm
say
sorry.
that's still YouTube. It's all
Probably
YouTube's
Zoom.
fault.
No, it's Zoom.
Google, you know, they're in every crevice of our lives, right? It's got to be.
Bill Gates.
Doug, I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Or is it possible for you to do this? Can you completely disconnect your Comcast router modem and plug in another one, or is your Comcast router a combination modem and router? Can you force it? Is it?
Combination modem router. But to your point, I could connect directly from the Comcast router modem to Big Beast build instead of going through a switch. Well, actually, I think Big Beast is currently plugged directly in, but I could disconnect all other devices. My sense of it is it's still going to show the problem. But when I do get in contact with Comcast, if I can report to them that I've already tried that, because they always will want me to do that as part of troubleshooting, then I can tell them I've already done that.
Hey, about the YouTube today, or the video. Did you get the paid ChatGPT?
Did I get what?
The paid ChatGPT.
No, I haven't even created an account yet. I figured I'd do that on as part of the show.
Okay, yeah, because we've been playing with the work for about a month now. They got a $20 a month deal.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to go with that.
Yeah, I could see me doing $20 a month for their paid version if I think it's going to be of use to me, even if I'm just trying it for a while.
Yeah.
Because that's, yeah, you guys know I pay for services quite often. Let's see, it's like too many people uploading at the same time. 9 o'clock is one of them. It is possible there's something going on in the neighborhood, but there's something I want to show you. All right, I'll go ahead and switch over. Sam Lazar, we have bad jitter at work. Oh yeah, he was saying about that jitter. I'm not going to get all of your comments read into this, because otherwise if I do that, I'm not going to get to show you the stuff that I need to show you. Let's see, where is this? Oh, I guess I think I've restarted the computer since I've been into my router. 192.168.1.1, and then let's see, I don't think this exposes anything. No, it doesn't. So my last pass remembered the credentials. Yes, it does. Let's see, I want to get to troubleshooting, and I'll bring that back on in a moment. Logs. Let's see, over here, looking around on the screen, is there anything else here that I would be exposing? I don't think so. All right, so system logs. Firewall logs was interesting. And if I do firewall logs for this month, I guess that was last month. Does that include today? Yeah, so here, the only thing for the last month, today, 11:44 a.m. Oh, that's interesting. The things that were showing here at 9 a.m. are not showing right now. But input drop, this is current time. 9,515 attempts at an IPv6 that was dropped, and here IPv6 forward, 1,746 drop. Now, I have an understanding of some of what this is, but I don't know at this point whether these are normal or not. WAN attack dropped 17 attempts. So the 9 a.m. this morning, when I was seeing my upload speed problems, I was having these reports showing that time with firewall blocking activity going on. But I think that's all pretty normal.
Hey, Doug,
Yes.
what kind of modem do you have, a Circom?
Well, it's from Comcast. As far as you're looking for a model name on the actual modem itself.
I was just curious, I saw your screen. Well, is it new? Let's ask that.
I think it was new within the last 12 months. It's my recollection. I can't prove that to you at the moment.
See, that's the thing when we get people from home calling in and saying there's problems, we keep track of that kind of stuff to see if it's, error area, is it one provider, is it one modem, And we've got a couple of modems. We have a couple modems that seem to be acting up. I mean, we don't supply it, but just across different people.
Okay, so I guess when you say we, you're referring to the company?
We at work. You're working from home. You're
okay.
I can't do my job.
Because you have people working from home, that's why you're hearing from them.
Right. They call and say, we have problems, and it's not ours, it's theirs. And we go, well, we have our computer, we know that, so is there a problem there? No. Is it your service provider? And it seems like across service providers, we're having problems right now with the Circom modem gateway, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Seems like it's dropping about every 5 hours.
Well, that firewall was the only thing that I was looking to report to you. Now they also have this diagnostic tools page, and I tinkered around that a little bit this morning, but didn't find anything useful or helpful. But I wasn't trying things here during the time when I was having upload problems. But I don't see any usefulness. I mean, these are things that I can do just from a command prompt pretty well. So, yeah, that wasn't useful. Verizon ISP in my area? No, John, to John Williams. Verizon phone service, yes, and I'm on Verizon phone service, but they don't have internet for me. And Brian Lightfoot, it is copper with Comcast, and AT&T fiber is not available in my neighborhood. So just looking at Orange again, Sam Lazar hates ISP hardware. Oh, Wintermute says getting bad reverb. Oh, yes, you would be, because I now realize that I've been hearing the Zoom participants through the speakers, not through my headset. What's up? Checking. The headset's on. I'll go change. If you in Zoom will stay quiet for me for a minute. Change my speaker setting in Zoom to be my headphones. Okay, now could I have somebody in Zoom speak up? There it is. So did that fix the echoing issue for the Zoomies? Okay, ChatGPT. Are we ready to move on for that? I am. I'm tired of talking about internet. Oh, I did. Ah. Yeah, I did hear that. Am I at the right place, Gary? OpenAI.com? Oh, really? Oh, all right. Checking. Well, that fixed the echo. Well, I guess they didn't hear what you said. They only heard my response. So Jim said that, oh, I forgot. Let me just fix this. There's a, why is that not working? Okay, I'm going to try to go back to the normal settings that usually work. Put the stay quiet in Zoom, please, and I'm going to turn the headset off and then on again. And I see that Lawn Dog says I was at the right screen for ChatGPT. All right, give me an audio test from Zoom.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we
No.
get anything or not.
Nope, nope, it's coming through the speakers. So, why, pray tell? Okay, I'll go over this way and I'll show my work here. So I'm going into the window capture for Zoom settings. I need for it to bring the audio from Zoom through XSplit. Now somebody's going to tell me throw out the XSplit again. They always want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay, so Zoom meeting. Is there some place in here? Oh, yeah. They're not hearing you now. They're not hearing you now. Zoom is still talking to me. So I'm looking in here. There ought to be some place to include audio from this capture. But I don't normally have to do that. Can I add an audio source? But I have to punch back to Zoom, so I can't show my work here. Add source, audio device, and OBS audio. I did add audio device from my headset. That doesn't make sense. I want to add an audio device from Zoom, but there's no option there for that. Well, I've got Zoom audio coming into my headset now, but I think what happened is when I launched XSplit, it gave me a message that there are some add-ins that need to be updated, and I'm thinking that's what messed things up, because often when updates come in, I get problems. Audio effects, my plugins. I'm gonna go check to see. I got a checkbox here for show plugins with updates only. See if I can show this. Well, it prompts me for updates, and I commonly resist that until I think I'm okay to allow it, and I shouldn't have done it this morning before a Saturday live stream. Show plugins with updates only. Nothing there. But what I think happened is an update that happened this morning caused me trouble. So is there a add-in here for Zoom? No. per scene audio. All right, I'm uninstalling that. Per scene audio. Now if I go back and install it, see how that does. All right, give me a sound check from Zoom, please. Okay, I hear you, but I don't think YouTube does. Stream audio only. I feel like such a Ken Stout right now. So you can't afford for me to pay for it. Oh, they didn't hear what you just said, so it's really frustrating to interact with you when this isn't working. No YouTube audio from Zoom. I just asked ChatGPT about, I'm looking in chat, Brian Lightfoot. I just asked ChatGPT about audio echo in Zoom, and here is her answer. An audio echo in the Zoom app can be caused by a variety of things, thanks a lot, including the use of external speakers or earbuds, having multiple devices connected to the same audio source, having audio settings turned up too high. To fix this issue, try disconnecting. Yeah, that's all not right. It is annoying with update when they installed. They oftentimes reset everything, which is what they should not do. At the very best, ask you if they should reset things. Okay. Look. Well, that's not gonna. They're not gonna hear anything that you're saying. Can I show what you're sharing to me on the YouTube, Ken? Okay, so Ken Stout is in Zoom now. He wants to share his screen. Go ahead. I have fear that this is not going to help me solve this problem. So Ken Stout just pointed out that I have disabled screen sharing. Now I got to play interpreter for Ken. All right, try it again, Ken. He's trying to share his screen now. Oh, this is an insane show. Speaker. No, all I'm seeing is a web page for launch meeting Zoom. I'm not seeing your desktop. I'm only seeing that your Internet Explorer page for Zoom. I'm not seeing your desktop. You would have to be sharing. Oh, I'll look. Okay, I'll look over at Zoom. All right, yeah, I'm looking at Zoom now. I was looking on my broadcast. Okay, yes, I see your. Let's see, I can show that by. Okay, go ahead. Okay, well, I'll show you this. I'll go do that same setting on my computer. So I come over to my monitor number 1 to do that. Right click on the speaker, go to, let's see, it wasn't sounds. You went to volume mixer or sound settings. No, I was trying to get to the same screen that you were at. Well, this will do it here. Go to sounds and playback. And when this is showing speakers, this should have changed. Normally when I turn my headset on, it automatically changes my default to headphones. And it didn't do that. So I'm going to change back to same as system because that's normally my setting. And then punch back, bring Zoom back up. Okay, give me a test from Zoom.
Test this, test that, test anything you want.
Okay, I've got you here, and I'm seeing the signal indicator in XSplit that tells me that is going out over YouTube. Greg M in chat says it's working. So, congratulations, Ken. You brought me to the right answer. And I should have, I've been there before, but it's been so long, I forgot it.
Well,
So-
lately you're such a Ken, so we'll let it go this time.
Well, you have, I do say that, I can say that you, I think, have a massive amount of experience of encountering audio problems while live streaming, right?
No,
Oh, yeah.
not at
No,
all.
he denies it.
Yeah, I tend to have that issue quite a bit, actually.
All of a sudden, he's Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing.
Right, there you go.
Well, I'm glad we got it fixed.
Yeah, thank you. Ah, that and the mouse seems to be fixed. I'm not having any more mouse hesitation. I haven't noticed
That's-
that for a while.
Now that's weird.
That would be
Yeah.
funny if your audio affects your mouse.
Switching from a wired mouse to wireless mouse solved that hesitation problem. Ken's
did.
mumbling.
I'm surprised no one's mentioned an echo because I didn't mute the YouTube stream, and I have an echo to myself.
Oh,
There we go. I got rid of that.
well, maybe that's because you're hearing us through your headset.
Yeah, I still have the echo though. I fixed it.
Oh, all right.
I have that problem every now and then too.
Let's see, Lawn Dog. I don't
Full
know
disclosure.
I don't know how you guys keep all this stuff straight, especially going through the settings while on air. PHRinger, Internet Explorer, Netscape, Selden, Linux. I think they're on another subject that I'm not caught up with. Everything's working on perfect on Zoom. No echo. Zv says it's okay. We got the glitch that happens when you connect your headphones. Can you just earn your first star as a tech? Oh, Ken, not can. Lawn Dog uses voice to dictation, so he meant Ken. You just earned your first star as a technician. Oh, there he gives his correction. Thought it was a Doug, so ChatGPT failed. Yeah, ChatGPT wasn't right, was it? Mouse finally ate all the Cheetos crumbs. The wired mouse cable isn't being moved around anymore. This suggests to me there might be a broken wire or bad connection in the cable. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, good point. Good point. So the mouse cable that was connected to the mouse, it's no longer connected to the mouse, so that cable's not getting moved around. If that cable's got a bad connection in it, now it's stable. That's believable. I'm on Team Selden Ball for that one. Lawn Dog, let's move on to ChatGPT. Let's get you signed up and move on to something. Yes, Dennis. Voting for the numbers 1, 3, 7, and 9, which are all ChatGPT. Ah, finally. Log in, sign up. Create an account. DougBetts Live Windows Training. That's fine. Already have account log in. I could switch to my normal account name, but I'll go ahead with that. And then continue. I'm going to start taking this off screen once in a while. Well, let's see. This is on for putting a password, and when I type password, it gives me suggestion. And it displays a crazy suggestion there, so I'm not going to accept that one. I'm going to write me out a password I'm going to use for this. Then I'll type it in front of your very eyes and just not show it to you.
Go with the Forrest Gump one, Forrest.
No. I'm thinking password 123.
That's secure. I've used that several times. I don't. I endorse that one.
All right. And I don't have a camera pointing at my keyboard right now.
Before I had set up the network at college, all the computers used the capital P @ $$ W0RD as their password.
I could see that in that environment. I got a little bit distracted when this says that I already have an account with that name. And it looks like RoboForm and LastPass already has a password remembered for it. So yeah, I'll just click there. Apparently I already have an account. Whoops, but that didn't work. User already exists. Oh, I'm in the, I need to click down here on login. And there that is. And so here is LastPass offering it to me. And it filled in the password there for me. All right. So I think what happened is I did create the account, but then just didn't get very far in doing anything with it. Build an application, text completion, code completion, image generation, fine-tuning, embeddings, quick start tutorial, some examples. So what I want to do is go ask it about that printer setting. I'm thinking this is the one I need to go into. Text completion, no, not. I want to ask questions, code completion, fine-tuning, examples. All right, I'll go click through the tutorial and see what it says. Start with an instruction, suggest one name for a horse, add some examples, adjust your settings, build your application, run the app, understand the code. Quick start, come back up here. OpenAI has trained cutting-edge language models that are very good at understanding and generating text. Our API produces access to these models, can be used to solve virtually any. I was expecting to get something like a Google search and just type in the question. This quick start tutorial, content generation. This might be something that I really can't do on a live stream. Can I? Let's see. Tell me how to re-enable duplex printing on HP LaserJet. What was that model? Coming over to another screen to find that model. Let's see. Think of the client name. Word duplex. Nope, that didn't get me to it. I'll just say LaserJet printer. See what it comes up with there. Am I actually into the system here? Oh, open the printer assistant software, select settings, print settings. This is the computer side of it. So I need the printer side of it. How to re-enable duplex printing on LaserJet printer control panel on the machine is what I want to get to, not through the computer. Enable duplex printing, print settings. Okay, now it came up with press the menu button on the printer control panel. So this did take me to what I want. On the printer control panel, use the arrow keys to navigate to print settings, select duplex printing, click and press OK, select enable. These are the exact correct instructions. This would have saved me the trip going out there to pick it up, because then I could have talked my client through those steps. Hey, that's a score.
Get on the bed.
Okay, so then how Chris Garrett was having problems with a specific update. Tell me how to
It's fixed now.
fix. I know that. That's not my point, Chris. What's the K? Do you have the KB number?
Do what now?
Do you have the KB number for that update?
Hold on just a second. I guess I'm being a Doug today too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go take a look at chat while you're doing that. There's my last highlight. Then let's see. He did not even direct it to his own
Okay.
website.
I put it in. I put it in chat. YouTube
Zoom chat, Zoom chat, or YouTube
YouTube chat. It was these
YouTube
two in that era. I think that was the two.
Okay,
They
down
ran
there.
together. They ran together. Hold on.
I can figure it out which is
Okay,
the KB
alright.
number. For KB, and click for that. See what it tells you to do. So still got the refresh arrow going, although it's, okay, there it is. Run the Windows Update Troubleshooter. Open the Windows Setting menu. Select Update and Security. Select Troubleshooting from the left-hand menu. Reset Windows Update Components, and it tells us how. Open the command prompt as administrator. Type the following commands after each one. Here's the netstop WA serve and netstop, and it stops there. It doesn't tell us to go turn around and restart those items. Looks a little incomplete to me.
I got a batch file somewhere that resets Windows Update for you. I just don't know where it's at.
Yeah, I got one of those around too. I just got, there's so much stuff around somewhere. So then I just trying it with the other KB number, see if it does anything different. Windows Update Troubleshooter, and then if troubleshoot doesn't help, you can try reset. What do they mean by reset? Not bad. Now try making instructions more specific. So then if I come down here, can I get that a little more detail? If I say how do I perform reset? Is it going to give me answer this question in relation to what we're already talking about? That's the impression that I got about how this can work. There's several ways to perform a reset depending upon the device. For a computer, restarting the computer; for smartphone, for other devices. So it looks like that took it as a brand new question. Add some examples. This looks like there's a lot more to figuring out how to use it than I was expecting. Any chance to discuss RoboForm today? Yes. Let's go a little bit more with ChatGPT. Not too much further, I think. One robo per stream. Was that a joke, Ken? RoboForm in relation to ChatGPT?
No, I've got a serious question for you.
Okay. We'll come back to that in just a moment. That sounds like an answer just gathered through Google. I can see the machine doing that. Yeah, I'm expecting this to be very similar to just getting Google answers, but it looks to me like the value that it looks like it adds more than Google is you can put in a question, get some answers, and then you can refine the question with another question. This is what I saw in one of the videos I watched. You can refine the question where it's going to take your next question as a refinement of what you already asked. And Google doesn't do that. That's what I'm interested in, because you do and then also when you ask your first question, it doesn't just give you a bunch of hits. I get the impression that it's going to go look at those sources, those hits, and consolidate them into a summary conclusion from all of those. That's what I find very intriguing and interesting, because it's like Google on steroids is what I'm thinking it may be. Selden says, unlike Google, ChatGPT supplies invalid or irrelevant URLs. Okay, that's an interesting comment. Of course, I haven't seen that happen yet. All right, let's go to Ken now. Ken, what is your RoboForm question? He's trying to find the unmute.
Prepared. I was trying to get my mouse over to where I could unmute myself. Yes. I know someone that is having trouble with RoboForm, and they are afraid to uninstall it because they're afraid they'll lose all the data that's in there. And right now it keeps asking for a specific DLL. I don't know what that DLL is. It is the paid version. Suggestions, thoughts, ideas, and go.
Yeah, well, the passwords are stored on their system, so you can uninstall it and reinstall and they'll be fine. You can actually install it on another computer, and as long as you're signing into the same account, all your credentials are there. Your friend can go log in to their RoboForm on the web using, for instance, a incognito window, so it's completely independent of any of the installation of RoboForm, and go see that all the credentials are there. So I was clicking on the three-dot menu, regardless of what browser you're on, and choose New Incognito window. So yeah, you can uninstall RoboForm just fine. That you're not going to lose. He's not going to lose anything.
Yeah, the passwords are actually stored on the web.
Yeah, that's what I had intended to say if I didn't specifically say it. It's stored on your account on RoboForm's systems, of course, in an encrypted fashion. They can't even see what they are. But you can go log into that on another computer, a computer you've never used before. Go to the website, sign into your account on RoboForm, and gain access to your account credentials for everything that you have stored there.
So if you, not to interrupt you, but if you disable or remove the extension off your browser, you're not going to lose anything by doing that, are you?
No.
Okay.
No. The only thing you lose is the extension is no longer on your browser.
So to reinstall it, if you have the paid version, you're going to need to know your license number, right?
Yeah. Well, let's just go do that right now. I'll come up here to let's go.
Full disclosure: if this goes horribly wrong, Doug, I have no responsibility in this.
I turned off both my RoboForm and my LastPass already today once because it was interfering with the testing that I was doing through my router's troubleshooting tab. When I was trying to put in IP addresses, it was trying to fill those in for me. Go ahead, Ken.
RoboForm has nothing to do with your audio issue whatsoever.
Okay.
He's confused, Ken.
I don't. That totally came out of left field.
He'll be playing Fortnite tonight and he'll go, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah, that's going to take me a few hours to understand what humor was behind that one.
Oh, who said it was humorous?
I don't know. Nobody said it was humorous, but if I don't understand something you say, usually it's an attempt at humor. All right, so here's RoboForm. So I'll turn the extension off. That's one step that I can do. So now if I go to a website and try to sign on, it's not going to be there. Let's see, OpenAI again, and log in, and I'll have LastPass there, but I won't have RoboForm. I could turn off LastPass as well. Here's LastPass. I'll turn that extension off, then come back to that site. So now neither of them are available to me. Then I could come back here and let's go to RoboForm and remove it. So here's removing the extension. Tell us why. Other. Well, they let me type in because Ken wanted me to uninstall it.
Nobody saw that coming.
Right. So uninstalled. And I'll close that, and I'll go back to extensions, and let's see what I want to, how search extensions, search for RoboForm, and it's not here. This doesn't get me to the extension store. I'm in developer mode. That's not searching the store. How about if I go to RoboForm? RoboForm.com. Probably wait here to get to it. If I go to login, email or ID, I think this one's under that. And I'm going to see if I remember the password from memory. Think that's long enough? You should have received an email message, and it's going to give me a one-time password. So I'll go pull that up without displaying it unless I find that it's okay. Waiting for that email to come in. No reply at roboform.com. Let's see, that's OTP. Anything in there private? Nope. I'll display this. So here's my code. No, now, typically you would be told, don't display your code, don't give your code to anybody, but the only way anyone's going to be able to use this is if they can correctly guess my password and use it within the next 10 minutes before I use it. Once that gets used once, it's no longer valid.
That number once again, 425475.
Can you do that in a rhythm? Make it sound like a tune that people will remember?
425475.
He did it. He actually did it. Enroll this browser so that one-time password not be requested on your next login. That's fine.
It's your code and you need it now.
All right, keep going. What's the next verse, Ken?
I'm fresh out of thought.
There you
Fresh
go.
out of thought. Got the limit of your imagination there. All right. So then here I'm signed into the website, and it's going to show me how many different accounts in these different categories. So what about let's connect? Facebook? No, none of those. Where is the add in for Chrome for RoboForm? I would have thought it would have been accessible through here. I should be able to search for an extension that I want to find, right? Pack extension. Is this only searching extensions I already have installed? Extensions, keyboard. Some of you know this offhand. I'm going to switch back to chat. You're telling me where to go. Go to Chrome Store. All right, Chrome Store. Chrome Store. Chrome Web Store. Search the store. And it was RoboForm. RoboForm Password Manager. Click on that and add to Chrome. Add extension. RoboForm Password Manager has been added to Chrome. So then go back to this site here, and there's RoboForm offering me my credentials.
Hey, Doug.
Yep.
While I'm thinking about it, I have an important question. If you think you can provide me some insight on this,
Let's
since
try.
since our internet provider's account is now in my name, will that my mom has been using the same email account from the ISP for the past 20 years, but that email was associated with her account that is no longer shut down, that is no longer active. Will the fact that the account is now that the active internet account is now in my name, will that affect her old email in any way?
My experience with ISP-based email accounts is they seem to persist after you no longer have a particular account with them. I'd be a little uneasy at accepting that without contacting them or doing a search on it. Now, let's try to search for this. Now I know you could do this yourself, but for the benefit of other viewers, what was the internet service provider?
Windstream.
Windstream. Okay, will Windstream, WINDSTREM?
Yes.
Did I spell that right? Okay. Email account persist after closing the account, the ISP service. Not the, I don't want to say the account because that would imply you're closing the email account.
At one point, we were thinking about moving, and we would have to switch to a different provider. And I was looking into that at one point, several years ago, and I come across something that said along the lines of, if you cancel service completely with them, you're going to have to pay them $2 or $3 a month to keep your email.
Oh, yes, I have seen that. Well, now here, let's look at this result. Can I keep my Windstream email address if I cancel? This one says no. You lose your access. So let's go look at the detail of that. Now, I'm wondering if you can contact their tech support and transfer her email address from her old account to your current account. Can I keep my Windstream email address if I cancel? No, you will lose Windstream access to your email when you cancel your subscription. To continue your email contacts, use an email client like Gmail to import your contacts. You should also create a new email service, make email forwarding to copy your Windstream emails to your latest service. Tell people on your contact list. So I don't like that for your mom. She'd rather keep her email address, right?
Yeah, she's been using the thing for 20 years, and I've been trying to get her to switch to her Gmail or whatever because she's got a Gmail. I've been trying to get her, but she refuses.
Can I transfer Windstream email account?
Ken, can I ask a question, or Doug, excuse me, can I ask a question of Alex? Alex, is her email name the same as her account name?
As far as I know, yes.
Then that's the problem. So they're blocking, let's say her name's Susie Smith, they're blocking Susie Smith at Windstream.
Now, her email, as far as I know, she hasn't said anything about it yet. I'm just preparing myself in case she does. The account in her name, the internet portion of the account in her name has already been canceled. That's done away with, but her email still works.
Yeah, there might be a period of time where it will continue working before you have to pay for it, because I've seen that. Now, did that this one that we saw did not say if there was an amount of time before that stops. Now, I think that her email address, if that's what was used to sign in to the account with Windstream, then that email address might be permanently affixed to that account, even though that account is closed. It would still be in their records. Now, is it possible that they can assign a different email address to that closed account, thus being able to release her email address to be reassigned to your account? I suspect that's above our pay grade.
I have no idea.
And
you will call them.
Yeah, you'd need to call them and ask them about that. And I don't trust anything we come up with through Google searching. I think you really do need to talk to them on that, about that issue.
As far as I know, I haven't checked this, but as far as I know, I could still log into her old account just like I log into my new account.
Yeah,
as long as I can log in through their website into like the billing portion of the account, I would think the email portion would also still be active.
Yeah.
I wouldn't guarantee that though.
But still, you should be contacting them to try to resolve things. Now, the only possible way that I'd see you'd be able to answer the question without contacting them would be to sign into her account and see if there is some way to change the primary email address with that account. I suspect you won't be able to find that capability. But I have been able to do that for other accounts. I think I've been able to do that with Microsoft accounts.
You
There were some accounts.
may want to get all her emails that may not be what you're concerned about, but you may want to get all the important emails.
Now that,
Well,
she uses Outlook, Office 365 Outlook, real version of Outlook on the computer.
Okay, well, it's downloaded to the computer anyway then, so.
yeah, you could save those. You could save those to a Outlook PST file.
Yeah, POP3. Well, she's using POP3 or I'm at.
I'm at.
And then that's on the server still.
Yeah, so if she loses connection to it, she could lose those emails. But you can, in Outlook, you can save all the emails that are currently in that account to a PST file, and that's going to be stored on the computer
Right.
and still be accessible. But you want to keep she wants to keep her email address, so just
Yes.
try to fix that.
My biggest concern is that she's got every service she's got is signed up. Every service that she's signed up for in the past 20 years has used that email. So my biggest concern is that right there.
Right, right. And
I
they
would
would,
ASAP. Excuse me. Sorry.
My biggest concern is you calling them and they canceling your internet again.
My mom has specifically told me do not call because the internet is working. But if she starts complaining about her email not working, I'm going to say that email was attached to the. Well, then I'll try to cross that bridge. But right now, I don't want to upset her by.
Don't call them.
I disagree with that, Alex. I think you should address that before a problem shows up.
I do too, but
They might be able to fix it after the problem shows up, but we don't know that. That is also above our pay grade. It might be a lot easier to accomplish that before they shut down that email access.
in my mind, he's a new person. He's a new homeowner with the new service. I mean,
Yeah, they don't. They have their for the account. They have no idea that Alex has any connection with his mother whatsoever. They're not going to assume because it's the same last name that
could be a brother
they
bought
live
the house.
together, right? And Alex already knows, or it could be the technician that came out to do the hookup for Alex's house. Has the same name. Oh, it wasn't the same name as Alex. It was the same name as a relative of Alex. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Looking for other orange here. I don't see that. And as I usually do, I will go back and read through the emails after the show's over. I'm not sure that I can do anything more of interest with ChatGPT until I get better informed about it. It looks more complicated than I was expecting it to be. Quick start tutorial, examples, code completion. Gary, have you actually used it yourself, or you just have people in your company using it?
Hey, I was on mute.
Yeah.
Both. But yeah, you can use the single line version. Well, it's not single line. Keep going through it. You'll get a single line, it looks like, and you can enter your questions there.
So where do I get to that single line you're talking about? Because this just looks like a whole lot of
Hold on.
stuff here.
Where are you at? Okay. Shoot. Go back to the site. I don't know where you're at, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, this seems like this was the first thing that. Oh, ChatGPT is coming. Oh, I have a sign up, so I guess I'm not logged in anymore.
No.
Oh, but it's got my name up here.
You went to API. You're back up. I'm sorry, back. You went to the API. The API is for programming. In other words, you can actually download an API to use in your own code. You didn't want to go there.
All right. Log in.
No, you get rid of the API at the top left under your sign-in.
Oh, I see. So I need Open AI overview. This is AI. This is not API. This is AI. Here's the coming to our API soon. I'm not on the API now. This seems to be the landing page for platform.openapi.com overview. So how do I actually get to Playground? Would that be it?
I actually get rid of platform up at the top.
Platform, oh, okay, so just
Just open AP,
API.com.
right, and overview. Get rid of that, and it should have you log on, or it should take you past that.
Now, this is an invalid page.
No, up, where am I at? Hold on. Okay, just, yeah, get rid of, did you go to overview or did it go to overview? Overview.
Overview was already there when I got rid of the.
Okay, hold on.
Let me just go to OpenAI or OpenAI.com.
Sure. Okay.
I bet somebody in chat's telling me how to get there. Nope. Hello, Catherine. Lawn Dog said, when that account gets closed, you will not even be able to forward the emails that come in the future to your new Gmail account or some other account, which is adding to the recommendation is don't wait till there's a problem. And William Dawson also saying, do not play around. Take care of the email problem now.
Yeah, once they get rid of it, you will have trouble with that.
Yeah, and I think it'll be more difficult. Here's Selden Ball telling us chat.openai.com/chat. Thank you, Selden Ball.
I think I actually posted it way back when, but
Welcome to ChatGPT. Log in with your OpenAI account. So I'll log in.
Yep.
And then I put in my password. ChatGPT Plus available in the United States. Learn more. Close. New chat. This is looking more like what I would want to see. New chat. Click on the plus sign for new chat.
Okay.
Previous. Say again, Gary?
Nothing. Yeah, I said correct.
Oh, down
Got me
here.
confused.
Show
Yep,
me
right
the
there.
steps to re-enable duplex printing on HP LaserJet all-in-one. Oh yeah, it's actually typing these out up here. This is what I was expecting to see.
Excuse me. And you can stop generate and regenerate if you didn't like it.
All right. What I want to do is refine the question. Is this, let's see, you can access the control panel home menu button. So this is doing the steps on the printer. Test the duplex printing. So navigate to printer settings. You may need to navigate through a few menus to reach for it. Look for options such as setup. So I bet if I gave the specific model, it would give me more specific steps. I want to see if I can come up with that model name on that printer. Let's see, we did. Oh, I know. I had email interactions with them, so find that person's email address. There we go. Yeah. Give me the specific steps for a HP LaserJet Pro MFP M410 FDW. Now does it yeah, here are the steps to re-enable duplex printing on that. So I didn't have to type that out. I didn't have to retype the question. This is the thing that I'm attracted to about this chat GPT. Open the printer control panel. You can access control panel. Navigate the printer settings from the home screen. Use the arrow buttons to navigate to settings. Enable duplex printing in the settings menu. Use the arrows to navigate. So see, this is very specific to that printer. Whereas the previous response gave you a more general answer. Good. Okay, now explain that to me as if I am 10 years old. Okay, imagine you have a big copy machine that can also print and scan things like a HP LaserJet such and such. Sometimes it can forget how to print on both sides of a piece of paper. So they drop the word duplex and instead saying both sides of a piece of paper. That's it. The big machine should now know how to print on both sides of the paper again. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to see. What is interesting about that question is actually search for the database to bring up the actual instructions, meaning from the manual. But it's still a question that can be searched going through the internet. Yes, it can. And when I tried to do that while I was on the phone with my client, I did not get to the specific steps as quickly as ChatGPT did. That's what I'm interested in here. It is not really thinking or having to make a decision about having to compare things. That is what AI is all about. In my general thinking, I mean just general. That typing illusion is done with a timer. Yeah, it looks like they are intentionally slowing the response. It can write it as a poem. Oh, really? Okay, let's try that. Write that as a poem. A big machine that prints and scans, the HP LaserJet, it spans, but sometimes it forgets how to be printing on both sides, as you'll see. But don't worry, it's not too tough. We can teach it with just a few steps. It's not rough. Point taken. Doug, let's ask it a question about your YouTube channel. For instance, ask it to analyze how many different participants have interacted with the channel. All right. How many different participants have interacted with, I copied that much, and I'll say with my YouTube channel.
Doug,
Yes.
got an idea for a question. I like that. How many views has your channel had?
All right.
See
Let's go
how
with-
in depth it. Sorry.
Yeah, let's start with this one. And I'm thinking I should be doing this as a new question, because if I do it right here, isn't it going to be staying in the contents of that printer question? Because I think I should go up here to new chat, but I'm going to try it here first.
It does learn from your chat with you, but you can put a new question in.
All right. I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, I don't have access to your YouTube channel data. To determine the number of different participants who've acted with your channel, you would need to log into your YouTube account, access channel analytics. The analytics section provides information on your channel's performance, including the number of views, subscriber engagement. You can also view specific data about your audience, such as demographics. So it's telling me how to go do that. And this response it gave me does not seem to be limited to the context of an HP LaserJet printer.
Right, it's a new question.
Yeah, so it's treating that as a new question. Now, oh, I see these icons are just referring to when it's speaking and when I'm speaking, the yellow and the green icons. And yeah, I'm expecting the same thing with Gary's question. How many views? How many views have there been on my YouTube channel? Probably the same basic response, yeah. Lon Doug, my question basically, how many people in your YouTube channel participate in chat? I do not think that information is readily available. We could go explore that outside of ChatGPT. I'm asking it to have to think about how to go about getting this information. I think the amount of views is on the internet. I suspect you still have to give it the name of your YouTube channel. Yeah, it doesn't have access to my YouTube channel. It doesn't look like it'll let me give it access to it. Didn't offer that. Now there's the Gary, we were just there. The AGI, the Application Programming Interface, API. If that API was available through YouTube, maybe that would work.
I'm thinking what Londog is asking, and which I kind of like the question. Not really. No, I'm kidding. Is he's asking like a percentage? So overall, what are the percentages of YouTube viewers that participate in chat? Maybe.
Right.
That may be something that's analytically out in the wild.
Well, actually, I think let's go look at.
Kind of like viewers to buyers of a commercial. If 1 million people watch NCIS and see a commercial for Coke, how many people buy Coke from that commercial?
Well, look at this right here is the analytics for the current stream. I'm showing the stream, what do they call it? Stream Studio. 38 concurrent viewers, 154 views. So during the time that I've been live, it counts 154 views, but only 38 concurrent viewers. So are people coming and going, watch for a little while, and then drop out? Is that how we get 154? Or are people closing the tab and reopening the tab? Here's average view duration, and we see through this graph the numbers of viewers as we've been going along. Now, chat rate. So chat rate. This is showing the number of chats per minute, I suppose. Let's see here. This is 14 chat messages during that. Well, it doesn't tell us a specific minute right there, does it? Chat rate, the chat rate 2. So I'm guessing that this chat rate 2 is the right-hand edge of the chat. Let me zoom this down to normal size. And it looks to me like currently we have 0 in chat. So people that are there, everybody just type in number 1 and hit enter in chat. So we get a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of chat messages coming in at the same time. Just type any number and hit enter, or a letter, I don't care. See if we can see a bunch of chat messages come in at the same time. And of course there's a delay. When people in Zoom are hearing me ask this, there's a delay before chat actually gets it. So now here we see it in chat happening. And it's the highest that it got there was 6 so far. Now I think there's a lag of when we see these numbers show up. So all these messages we're seeing come in, we're not seeing that line develop any further. I think it's probably going to go way up because we got some people doing it over and over and over, which is good. Thank you. And for those of you who are too shy to type in chat, this is your chance to type something without being worried about who's going to respond or react to your comment. So if you're one of those who only watches and never chats because you feel shy about chatting, here's your chance. Just go ahead and type anything and hit enter. Or click the button, whatever. Okay, so this did develop further, but it's still not through the roof. Highest notice we're seeing there is 6, but it looks like there's more than 6 messages per minute.
Possibly refresh.
Well, these messages are coming in. But let's try that. I'll refresh this web page and see if that does something to this chart. Then I have to go back to, change this to chat rate. Yeah, there's the big bump. Looks like 134.
Ken 2, Doug 0.
So that's on chat rate. Now the question that was being asked is the percentage of viewers that are active in chat. And here we got a 62 showing here for chat rate, but on this graph we're seeing the number 134. Now it's dropping down. And then here's views. So this is interesting, and I've seen this before, is the number of views. The number of views cannot go down because you can't go 1 minute further in time and have less total views than you had the previous minute. So this is just showing a gradually increasing number of views. Now here it looks like a little bump up, and that's at, I wish in this pop-up it would show the specific time, but that looks like to be about 12:28 maybe. So if we switch back here to concurrent viewers and look at 12:28, we do see here there was an increase in concurrent viewers. Oh, now look at.
I'm gonna step away. I may
All
be
right.
back before you end it, but I'm gonna step away for a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chris.
I'm just gonna stay logged in though,
Yeah.
but I'll probably be back. All right.
All right. There was an interesting thing here a moment ago. If you go back in the DVR mode, you'll be able to see that there was a steep drop down here, and then that steep drop vanished. Like it was some update of the numbers. You know, maybe there were numbers long distance away from me and other YouTube server areas where the numbers didn't come through right away, and so when they came through, then that steep valley disappeared. What else of the interest in here? Stream health still showing 0 dropped frames. All right. Thank you for participating, all of you good people. Here's my last highlight. Let us ask it, how many people prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream? Well, I said I want to experiment with it, so we'll go experiment. Here we go. Where is that at? Yeah, right here. So, how many people prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream? It's difficult to determine. Oh, this sounds like a sidestep. I'm not going to answer that question. The exact number of people who prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream can vary greatly depending upon many factors such as age, cultural background, personal preferences. Survey and market research studies have shown that vanilla is one of the most popular ice cream flavors globally, but the exact number of people who prefer it over chocolate will depend upon the specific population context being studied. Really? Okay, how about if I ask for Fresno? If it's also important to note that many people both enjoy both flavors and may not have a clear preference between them, ultimately the popularity of vanilla and chocolate ice cream will vary depending upon the region, cultural, individual tastes, and preferences. How about in Fresno, CA? I'm sorry, but as sidestepping again. I don't have access to specific data on preferences. Individuals in Fresno, California. You could be a politician.
That
You
probably
could
has
be
to do with your
a
internet speed, Doug. If it was a little
politician.
faster, it could get that information for you.
All right, you could be a politician with that kind of answer. How are you going to respond? As an AI language model, I'm neutral and impartial. Don't have personal opinions or political affiliations. My goal is to have accurate. Okay, how about among presidents, U.S. presidents?
Can you ask it if it knows a specific person? You could use me, I don't care.
All right. It is not publicly known which U.S. presidents prefer vanilla over chocolate. So it stayed in the context of that question. Even though I can't, well, no, it's still along the same stream. How about for Ken Stout? I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, did anybody predict that? What's going to be the first 7 words, whatever number? But it does mention Ken's name again. Knowing this information, you may want to consider reaching out to Ken Stout directly or asking someone who is close to him. Is there anybody in chat who is close to Ken and would be willing to ask him that question?
No, but they all got cameras in my room. They know what's going on.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
Yeah, that was good. I like Red Israel said that. That was cool.
It's interesting about my question. I'm kind of steering towards a preference of vanilla ice cream when chances are chocolate ice cream is more popular. So he cares. Lawn Dog cares. He's not going to start preferring vanilla because he's afraid that chocolate might be more popular. And if he switched over to vanilla, then he'd no longer be among the popular kids, right? Is that good recipes? Yeah, I've heard that. Pistachio, posted comments. You know how many people view the channel, how many actually participate. Oh, I'm behind again. Oh, that's because of all those. Now, something else that I've realized that some people aren't aware of, if I go back over here to the chat and come up here to the 3 dots and look at participants, this is not a good indication of who's still watching. This listing, people will drop off of here if they haven't chatted for a while, even though they're still watching. I have seen that happen myself. Because some of you looking at this list right now might say, hey, I'm still watching, and I have participated in chat today, why am I not on that list? I don't know how long before you drop off this list, but you do drop off of it. And you all should be able to see that. You should be able to click up here on 3 dot and click on participants.
Hey, Doug,
Yeah.
can you refresh your screen? Would stay there?
Refresh my screen in the chat window.
Yeah. No, see if I'm still on. I logged off thing.
Oh, I see. I'd have to come back. Let me come back to reattach chat. See, where am I at? Here. If I restore chat into here, and then look at this list, participants, and see if Gary's still there. Oh, look at that. See, now I reattach chat, and I'm only seeing 1 participant. I'm thinking this participants list is unique to each of us. We each might see a different list of participants because I just reattached chat. And so is that participants list going to start repopulating? That's weird.
Now I got everybody but myself.
Everybody but yourself. I've seen that. I've seen where I don't show up in the list. Now I did I refreshed. Yeah, I've refreshed the page. Well, no, I'm sorry. I've checked the participant list when I'm on somebody else's channel, and seen that I wasn't there. But now after refreshing the page, they've repopulated. Gary, does your list match mine right now?
Yes, it does. Yep.
Is it anybody else in Zoom care to check?
I just got Ken Stout popped up. There, you got him too.
No response from anyone in Zoom. So they're not participating anymore.
Yeah, as soon as I put my chat in, it populated me on your list.
You put yeah.
The question would be to determine what's the length of time between when you put your chat in to when you drop off the participants list.
Yeah, that is of interest. Now, Ken, right now, if you look at the participants list, does it match mine? Are they in the same order? You're
asking me if I can go to participants list? Oh my gosh, Doug. Hold on.
I think it's alphabetical to interrupt.
Oh.
It matches, best I can tell.
Yeah, you're right. It is alphabetical.
And it is alphabetical.
I had not noticed that.
Now, can you get the timestamp? Sorry, Gary. Can you get the timestamps on that specific list, or do you have to go back to the main chat to get the timestamp?
No, because this is just a list of who's participating, so timestamps aren't going to show there.
Okay.
Now here, look. Well, okay. For a moment, I didn't have any chat there, and
Just
on
click
the
live chat.
There's 3-dot menu is where you can toggle timestamps if there's people who don't know that. And of course, you're getting the time for your local time zone. Since my shows always start at the top of the hour, it is a way to be able to conveniently find a location that's being displayed.
Do you have John Williams on there?
John Williams
Yeah,
in the chat window or the participants list?
in the participants list. I don't have him.
All right. Now, if I search for John, I can find his messages in chat.
Right, at 3:50, I got a message, or, there is a message. And he's
Yeah.
not on the participant list.
All right, so I'll go look at participants for John. Yeah, John's not there. So that's telling us,
And he's here now.
I bet he just put a message in. Now at
Yep,
12:50, at 50 minutes, so that was 11 minutes ago, he was gone from the list. Now if we come down to the bottom and see, yes, says, I am here.
Yep.
So 11 minutes, he was gone. If we were to go back and look for somebody else, like if Brian hasn't put in any other message, he should drop off the participants list when he gets to 11 minutes, perhaps.
Is Mr. Serendipity still around?
Black Serendipity,
Yes.
he's not on the list.
No, he's not on the list.
And
So
he's
now
still,
I'm going to do a Control F for search, and I don't find Black anywhere on the page. Now, if I go to the live stream studio, oh, look at that! I can't get back to the beginning. What if I switch to live chat? No, I can't get back to the beginning of chat, even in the stream studio. Now, if I search for Black here, it's not there either. All right.
So if they make a comment and then they stop watching the stream, then I would think they wouldn't show up at all.
Okay, if they let's suppose, for instance, if any of these recent commenters, if there's anyone in chat who's willing to experiment with us, what we're going to ask you to do is put something in chat. We're going to see you in participants, and then you close the window, stop watching, and then come back about 2 minutes later, and let's see if you've disappeared.
All right, just put OK. See you. I'll be back in a minute. I'm still on
Okay.
Zoom though.
Oh, that's right. Good idea.
I'm gone too.
All right.
Did I drop
So-
off?
So then I'm going to participants.
You have
so,
to account for the delay, Gary. I don't think it would be instant. Of course, I'm
Right,
not on YouTube to check
right.
anymore, so I don't know. But I mean,
Right. Well, I actually dropped off of YouTube totally.
yeah, that's what the request is. So yes, Gary's gone from the participants list. Ken's still there. Are you
It
sure
says
you're
I'm
not open
special.
on another tab?
I'm not. I closed the entire tab.
All right, well, let's wait for a little bit.
I'll close my Facebook tab, which I know cannot be affiliated with Facebook or YouTube, but it's closed. So
Right.
now the only thing running is Zoom and DaVinci Resolve. Relax, Greg. You're not involved.
Doug,
Yeah.
I'm back on Zoom. I'm back on your YouTube, but I have not posted anything.
All right, and I don't think you'll show up on the list until you actually post something.
I believe that also, but just letting you know where it's at.
Yeah. Now I'm going to
So-
try. I'm going to try refreshing my page and then go back to participants and see if that causes Ken to be gone. Nope, Ken's still here.
That's weird.
Somebody
I don't have
watch.
any- I don't have anything going but Zoom.
Somebody watching either now or in the replay has got to be saying, "I cannot believe the minutia these people go look at."
I'm going back to YouTube. I got to see that.
Yeah, still no Gary, and Ken's still here. So I'm not surprised to see something that's not consistent, because that's a big thing among the internet and computers. Is you see how something operates in one test, and that is not necessarily the way it's always going to be. Now, I should get back to chat because I haven't been reading them for a while.
It's odd that Gary and I are within 200 miles of one another. As soon as he left, he was gone immediately, and I'm not. Maybe internet providers?
Could be. Could be the YouTube server that you happen to be serviced by now. It could be some timing thing where they check, they update that list every so often, and that might be on the user side that that time clock is running.
I just made a comment in chat, and I'm
All right.
still there. That's weird. I mean, I should be because I just made a comment.
Well, yeah,
you'd
of
be a
course.
participant. Yeah.
And Gary's watching through YouTube again, but still not on the list. And I'm sure he will not show up until he puts
Right. So
something into
you
chat.
could have 100 other people watching if the numbers reflected it, and if they don't put anything in chat, you're not going to know who they are.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm trying to get back here. Ken is like a bent penny. Just can't get rid of it.
That's right.
I don't have the problem with bent pennies. I have the problem with Canadian pennies. And Canadian dimes. I cannot get rid of that. Nobody wants to take them. Okay, I'll be back. This is going to be good for your analytics, possibly. Yeah, the extra chat comments is good for analytics. Zavi, I was and now no. Sneaking in from Gary. Is this going to be good for your analytics? It'll bump up a number somewhere, but I don't think it's going to make my channel take off like a rocket ship. The client wanted to switch from Windows. Oh, we get a different question here. Thank you. The client wanted to switch from Windows to Linux Mint, working and trying to watch you at the same time. Oh, it's not a question. Wow, a client wanted to switch from Windows to Linux Mint. That must be a fairly significant skilled user.
Not necessarily.
Really? I can't imagine.
Linux Mint isn't that hard to get used to.
Well, that's not my point. My point is for an end user to even be aware of Linux as a choice. I've changed my email that goes out with my invoices, or I'm trying to change it. QuickBooks Online is not cooperating with me trying to make the change, but I'm trying to let them know when Windows 10 is no longer supported and you need to start thinking about replacing your computers. And it occurs to me that I'm wondering what percentage of my clients have no idea whether they are using Windows 10 or Windows 11, or even that that's a thing. They sit down to their computers and just use them. There's a lot of substantial ignorance among end users and offices.
Don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
Most of them want to buy drapes for their windows. I mean, that's where you're
Yeah.
at.
Yeah. When you ask them what version of Windows, it might take them a little while to realize that, well, you're the computer guy, so it must be something to do with my computer. And they might look down at their monitor and see, oh, it's a Scepter. Or, they're looking down at the brand name on their monitor, thinking that's what I mean by window.
Somebody, I remember back in the day, they said that the computer shop here told somebody they had a bad hard drive. They said, you mean I got to buy that whole thing again?
Oh, yeah, because they think the hard drive is that box. It sits under their desk.
Yeah, or the modem. They used to think that was a modem when it was dial-up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's when you have to ask ChatGPT. You type in the thing that you want to tell your client or ask them, and then in the next line you say, ask me the question like I'm 10 years old.
Or a typical computer user.
Oh, there you go. That'd be interesting. A typical end user. What if we go, what's the last question we had in there? Let's go see that. I'm sorry about AI language. Explain explain that to me as though I am a typical end user in an office. As a typical
can't
end user,
explain it. You can't explain it like someone's a 10-year-old, because a 10-year-old, it takes a 10-year-old to explain it to the adult
there you go.
most of the time.
As a typical end user in an office, you might use a printer or other technology on a daily basis to help you complete your work task. Using these technologies, you may encounter issues or have questions about how to use them. In these cases, it can be helpful to seek out information. Okay, so this is more of an adult language, adult words, but also avoiding technobabble.
Well, you were asking about the ice cream, though.
Yes, that's true. It reverted back to the printer question, didn't it? Oh, but it also includes Ken Stout. In this case, a specific question about the personal preference of a person named Ken Stout regarding ice cream flavors. And in the context of using technology in Office, so it looks like it's kind of incorporated all of my previous interactions with it.
Well, it's
during this
thinking of
session.
chat. It's thinking, right on. It's thinking of chat or conversation. So, I mean, if you use it like that, you got to tell it a new question to start over.
Right, right. But I think it did shift language there to a typical end user in an office, and it included referencing everything that we've been talking about so far.
Right, because you did then use it. But if you'd asked another food question, it probably wouldn't have brought the printer stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because my question there, this wasn't a question, this is a directive. Explain that to me as though I'm a typical end user in an office. You know, it's not a question.
True.
So it took that to be me referring to all of our previous conversation, I think.
Agreed. Then that's what it does.
All right, I think that's can be a useful tool in the right context. Allie says, "Hi guys, Mark from Holland here. I've seen Doug a few times on the Kerry Holzman show. I hope Doug enjoys his Big Beast PC and room heater." You are absolutely right about that room heater. I started looking at my utility bills. I recently got a utility bill for this month, and I was trying to go back to see what this month last year was, because I'm pretty sure it was significantly higher. Because basically what I do now is I turned off the heater in the rest of the house. Rarely turn it on, because this room is so much warmer due to Big Beast in this room and keeping the door closed. John, he has old hardware that will not support Windows 11. Yeah, John must be referring to, the one that that going from Windows to Linux. Well, that would be a scenario where you might be, a client might be wanting to switch to Linux, even though they're not very conversant on what that means. You know, if they become aware that their computer won't support Windows 11 and they decide to choose Linux Mint, perhaps all they do is web browsing, and it really doesn't matter what operating system they're using. I think a lot of computer users would do just fine on Linux and not have much of a learning curve at all. We got rid of pennies in Canada 10 years ago. Doug has a broken mouse cable, gonna have to replace Big Beast. There you go, that's the throw the baby out with the bathwater. My mouse is acting up, so let's replace the computer must be bad.
You can ship it to me. I'll look into that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll diagnose it.
I would be really curious to know how old this hardware is, because if it doesn't support a Windows 11, it's probably old enough you should be thinking about replacing the machine.
Well,
think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute. You need an 8th gen processor or higher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what's that? I'm trying to count backwards and I'm having trouble. So that's roughly 5 years ago. So that's 2018. Yeah. 2018, roughly. By the time Windows 10 expires in 2 more years, the machine's already 7-8 years old. You
I've-
probably want to think about replacing it anyway.
Well, it depends upon the person's use. If all they're doing is web browsing,
Yeah, you make
No.
that assumption, but
Why?
you never know.
yeah. Well, you what you actually said was they should be thinking about it.
Yeah,
They
you should be thinking
depend
about it. Absolutely.
depend upon the circumstances, they might reject. They could be okay with rejecting the idea, and I could be fine in supporting them for that, but not in my business office clients. A private person, personal use, simple needs, cannot afford, or it's a strain to buy a new computer for them, because that money is a significant issue, and for many people, buying a new device because an operating system is out of date, it's justifiable to consider something else. Oh, let's see. Sam Lazar. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Connected.
Hello from Australia. Yes, the future.
Yeah. Oh, from the future. That's right.
Yep, Sunday morning.
And wait a minute. I'm seeing your name in chat here as Sam Lazar, but didn't I see a different?
Yes, that's my
Channel
work.
name?
Yeah, that's my work Google account.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you've been in today on two different channel
Yeah,
names.
Google accounts. Yep.
Hey, well, on the topic of channel names, let me go show this. Let me go, and it appears that I can do this. I'm going to change from my Live Windows Training channel to my Fortnite channel so that I can show you some interesting channel comments. I do not respond to my channel comments as much on that channel. So if I go to YouTube Studio on my Grandpa Doug Learns Fortnite and go to comments, see here, the Grandpa 4336. This is a play off of my channel name. This is somebody. This is these 400 subs of idiots that are trying to get me to use their system to increase my subscriptions. But here, look at this one: Live Windows Training-DougBetts 879. That is not my channel. It might be a bot that's doing this, because all of these are 400 sub, right? So these are all coming from the same source, and they all came on the same day. And whatever's doing that, I'm suspecting is some kind of automation where they pick up small channels and they create similar channel names, and that just becomes another one of their bots that they use to go out and do this idiot stuff. So here's this one's play off of my Grandpa Doug Learns Fortnite channel. And then here's another one, Live Windows Training. This one in 742. This one down here was 879. And then Zenjack. Oh, well, no, I think this is valid. I think this is actually Jacob, because he was actually in this video playing with us, and he makes the comment this was so long ago. So, and this Laughing Star, I don't know if that's, yeah, I think that is legitimately the Laughing Star that we know around these parts. And I'm going to change the channel back to Live Windows Training, because I don't know if that's going to have consequences when I click on these other tabs. Where am I at? Bring this back. Oh, I've really messed up on following chat. There's the old hardware comment. Here's a question for ChatGPT from Greg. How to ask a 10-year-old, I imagine, to determine whether they are using Windows 10 or 11. Okay. Or an office worker, because that's going to be similarly unknown. How to ask a 10-year-old.
What version of Windows?
Yeah.
What version of Windows they're using would be, maybe, like, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to try it with this.
And then try Office Worker next.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Here's one way you can ask a 10-year-old to determine if they are using Windows 10 or Windows 11. Hey there. Oh, that sounds friendly. Hey there. Can you tell me which operating system you're using on your computer right now? Is it Windows 10 or Windows 11? It's possible that the child may not know what an operating system is, so you may want to explain to them in simple terms. You could say something like, an operating system is like the boss of your computer. It tells your computer what to do and helps it run all the programs you use. By asking the child directly about the operating system they're using, you can help them learn about technology and understand the different components that make up a computer. I kind of have this notion in mind that if you ask that to a 10-year-old child, they might look at you and say, why are you saying that way? Of course, it's Windows 11.
Hey, Doug,
Or 10, and then they would know. Yes, sir.
how old is that Jacob you're talking about?
Jacob is 11. I think
I
that's
have
what
a
he
feeling,
told.
from what you've said, I bet he knows his operating system at 11.
Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, gosh, yes.
If you asked it that way, he might have you arrested.
Yeah, he might stop playing Fortnite with me if I asked him the question that way.
I got to bail, Doug. I will see you next week or on some of your Fortnites. Or is that Fortnite? Whatever. Got to go. Live
All
house.
right, Ken.
Bye.
Thanks for participating. Bye.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
going too, Doug.
Yeah, I think it's time
I
for
gotta
me.
go too.
It's time for me to go too. We're overtime. I'll do the last thing here. I'll ask the question based upon an office worker. Let's see. How to ask.
Come here.
Do we say
Max is
office?
saying bye. Come here.
Max is going to say goodbye. Is that what you said?
He was barking. He just did.
Oh. All right. Goodbye, Max. So Gary, how do we want to do this? Ask a office worker or typical end user?
Office worker and user, maybe.
Here's office worker. To determine if Windows 10, excuse me, can you tell me which operating system you're currently using on your computer? Is it Windows 10 or 11? It's possible that the office worker may already know which operating system they're using, in which case they can simply answer your question if they're unsure. All right, well, I think we get the idea. I think it's time to put this to bed. Let's put this to bed. You hit the nail on the head. It has i7, ASRock motherboard. It still works well. Okay, yeah, it's talking about his client that wants to switch from Windows to Linux. All my machines run Windows 11, but I only have 2 that actually qualified for it. Why simply replace the machine? My rig is Intel Gen 4. It does what it does. Dollars need to up the lids in school for fed and housed. Chris, sign off. All right. I think that's it. Let's say goodbye. Coming back to Zoom. Whoever's here, would you say goodbye to the audience? Oh, Sam, did you have any?
No, I don't have
that you came
anything.
in
Or
for? All right.
no.
Very good. Just go ahead and say goodbye for me, please.
Yeah. Good night,
Goodbye
John.
for me, please.
Hello from Australia. Goodbye.
All right. Closing Zoom. And then come back to this button. Here's my email address. If you'd like to send a question, this channel, I want it to be all about responding to people's questions on Windows support related issues. You can send it to me by email. You can put a question into a comment on any of my videos. And you can put it into the chat room. I do live streams every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then Saturday is a longer session where we bring people into the Zoom session, and that starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time. There you go. Have a great day, everybody. Catch you later. Goodbye.